I can still hear their laughter. It wasn't the kind that fills a room. It was the kind that slices right through you. My mother raised her glass to my father's, her voice light and sharp. "Thanks for the wedding gift," she said. My sister flung her arms around me, her perfume heavy in the air, sweet and suffocating. They laughed together, like thieves celebrating a perfect score. I smiled back, because showing cracks too early ruins the plan. I just said quietly, "Check your mail when you get home." That was 3 weeks ago. The lake house wasn't just a piece of land. It was mine. I bought it when I was 28. My first victory after years of hustling through freelance jobs and rejection emails. That place was where I rebuilt myself. Peaceful mornings, quiet evenings, wind against the chimes my father helped me hang. My mother had chosen the curtains. My sister used to bring her boyfriends there, calling it my brother's hideaway. They'd celebrated my promotions on that deck, console me through heartbreaks inside those walls. They knew exactly what that house meant to me, which made what they did even crueler. The call came from the county office. "Mr. Hale, just confirming the title transfer of your lake property went through successfully." The what? By the time my lawyer returned my call, it was over. The sale had closed. My parents' names were on the deed. I'd added them years ago for estate convenience. My biggest mistake. They used that technicality to sell the house and send the $150,000 straight into my sister's wedding account. A wedding I hadn't even been invited to until the day before. When I confronted them, they looked at me like I was the unreasonable one. "It's family money," my mother said. "You'll buy another place." My father shrugged. My sister smiled faintly, twisting her diamond ring. "You barely go there anymore." Then they laughed again. That sound burned itself into me. Revenge doesn't begin with anger. It begins with stillness. That night, I parked outside the empty lot where my house had stood, the lake glowing under the moon. I sat there for hours, breathing out every last piece of attachment. They'd taken something sacred. I'd take something solid in return. By morning, my calls began to my lawyer, my accountant, my bank. My parents had built their financial comfort on the backbone of my success. Investments, shared ventures, tax shelters tied my business. Everything connected back to me. Quietly, I untied every thread. I removed their names from company documents, closed joint accounts, redirected trust distributions into a new entity that existed only under my control. 12 days later, they were standing on foundations made of dust. Meanwhile, my sister was busy crafting her dream wedding, custom invitations, imported roses, seaside venue. Every photo she posted online became another spark to my patience. 2 weeks before the big day, I called the venue pretending to confirm a payment as a vendor. There hadn't been one. The check from my parents had bounced. Their accounts were frozen pending review. On the wedding day, I arrived in a gray suit and calm expression. The chaos was already spreading. Guests waited outside confused. Staff refused to open the ballroom until the bill was paid. The florist was packing up. The caterer refused to serve. My father barked into his phone, red-faced. My mother's hands shook. My sister stood in her gown, tears streaking her makeup. "What's going on?" she whispered. I walked up slowly. "You said it was family money," I reminded them. So I just took back my share. My father's glare could have burned through stone. "You ruined your sister's wedding." I met his eyes. "No, you sold mine." Silence fell. I turned to leave, but paused. "Oh, by the way, you might want to check your mail." That morning, courier envelopes had arrived at their home. Official documents from the bank confirming the trust closures, asset freezes, and pending foreclosure notices. They hadn't read them yet, but they would soon. As I drove away, my phone buzzed, Mom calling. I let it ring. When I passed the lake that night, I rolled down my window. The water shimmered under the moon, still and endless. It didn't feel like loss anymore. It felt pure. People say revenge doesn't bring peace. They're wrong. It just depends on the kind of peace you're after. Mine was quiet, like the lake at midnight.